In this video, we'll review some important information about taking an assessment like a test or quiz in OWL. To take a test, visit your course's site in OWL. Here, you can find your test in one of two ways. You may find that your course site has a test and quizzes button located in the main menu. Here, you'll find links to the assessments that are currently available for you to take. If your course does not have this option, your instructor has likely put the link to the test somewhere else, like in the syllabus. Make sure you know how to access your assignment well before the assignment is due. If you cannot find the assessment link, contact your instructor. When you're ready to begin the assessment, click the test link. Here, some basic information about the test will be shown. In this example, we can see when the test is due and what the test is about. You will notice that in this example that there is a 10-minute time limit. When a test has a time limit, the test will be submitted automatically when the time limit runs out. The timer begins its countdown when you click Begin Assessment. If you log out or leave OWL after the Begin Assessment button has been pressed, the timer continues and the test will submit automatically at the end of the time limit. You cannot pause the timer once the test has begun. So make sure you have everything you need and are ready when you click Begin Assessment. There can be some variation in how the test is formatted. In this example, notice that every question is on its own page. With this format, clicking Next will move you on to the next question. Each time you click Next, OWL will save your work. Here in this example, the assessment format has been changed, and all of the questions are on the same page. When assessment is formatted this way, it is very important that you scroll down to the bottom every few minutes and click Save. Assessment questions may be multiple choice, like in the previous examples, or can be questions that require you to input your answer, like in a short or long answer question. In this example, the question is a short answer question, and your response is to be typed into the text box provided. There may be a character limit, so make sure to pay attention to your character count at the top of the text box. Also, remember to click Save periodically as you work to save your answers. There are several other features that your instructor can use when you are taking a test. Each feature can slightly change how you take the test, so make sure to become familiar with these features when the test begins. Your instructors may design tests differently, so some of these features will not be available for every test. The first feature we will show is called Mark for Review. This button is located at the bottom of the page. This feature is helpful when you're not sure how to answer the question and want to come back and answer later. Another feature is called Random Access, which means you can move throughout the assessment in whatever order you like. You will know if you have this feature as a previous button will be located at the bottom of the page. This will allow you to go back to previous questions for review. If you do not have random access, you will not be able to go back and review or change an answer. The Progress tab slider, located at the sign of your screen, shows your progress throughout the assessment. You can see which questions have been answered, which questions have been marked for review, and which questions have not been answered. This feature allows you to jump to any question that you click on. In this example, you can see that questions 1 and 4 have been answered, question 2 has been marked for review, and question 3 has not been answered. When question 2 is clicked, you will jump to that question. Another feature is the table of contents. This button gives you a list of all the questions on the assessment. Just like the Progress tab, you can see which questions have been answered. This is handy to check before you submit an assessment to ensure that you haven't missed a question. You can also click on these questions to jump around the assessment. Please note, never ever click your browser's back button when taking a test or quiz in OWL. This will take you out of the assessment. Make sure to use the navigation buttons in OWL, like the Next or Previous buttons, or Table of Contents. After you have reviewed that all of the questions have been answered and you are ready to submit the test, click the Submit for Grading button. A message will appear confirming that the assessment was submitted. It is recommended that you print and save this message. Click Continue to go back to the assessment screen. You can see that your completed assessment is listed under Submitted Assessments at the bottom of the page. Your instructor may allow you to see your grade right away for multiple choice questions only. If there were questions on your assessment that require a written reply, then these questions will need to be marked manually by your instructor. These marks will be added to your multiple choice marks at a later time, so don't be alarmed if your score is lower than expected. Your instructors may also let you see feedback, like which questions you got right or wrong. We hope this video helps, and good luck with your assessments.